Happy April, my family. So, I'm going to take you outside because we have this whole week, we have been doing a lot. You will not believe how much has been planted on this homestead. And as I'm doing this, I'm going to try to explain to y'all and give you a really broad spec about this homestead and what really is Parton Heritage Homestead made out of. I mean, many of you, especially you new, may think that this is a huge farm. I'm gonna shock you. I really am. Especially if you've not been watching my way back past videos. I have an amazing chicken Mediterranean dish that I am going to be making and sharing with you today. It's called Marry Me Chicken. And it is, oh my lord, the most divine chicken ever. I'm going to be making some fried green tomatoes. Yep, I said fried green tomatoes, but not from a vine. These are ones that I had canned over the winter, and they are amazing. How we did it, they're actually pickled green tomatoes. They taste so good. That's one of our sides, and then we're going to have a side salad with homemade ranch buttermilk dressing. I have an upcoming project that I'm going to share with you all as well. And what it is I'm actually getting tired of paying for saran wrap, y'all. It's getting expensive. So I am going to be buckling down on it and going a much more economical way, to me, safer. And I won't have to worry about rolling, cutting, putting this on here. This is going to be something I have actually been wanting to do for quite some time, and that is making our own bowl covers, especially when I'm rising bread or putting food away in my refrigerator if I can't find a lid. This is going to be my replacements instead of any saran wrap. And we are actually going to be, before I go into this, I'm going to show you, I am going to be using 3 products to do this project. One, we are using organic beeswax. We are going to be using pine rosin and jojoba oil. Can you imagine what I'm doing yet? This is going to be mixed up, melted, and brushed on material. And we are going to make our own wraps for our bowls or whatever, made out of 100% cotton material. And they are going to be wax covered, ones that I can wash, and you can wash them off with cold water, dry them, and reuse them all the time. If they start to get wore down, redo it. So that's what I am going to do, because frankly I'm just getting tired of buying saran wrap, and half the time it don't work, and I really get tired of fussing with the thing every time you got to pull it off and it sticks together and you can't even cover your bowl. We won't even go there. So this is the material that I went and got. This is so cute, y'all. We have a sewing shop here in town. So one is, I don't know if you can see this, but honeybees. That's one of my covers. Another cover we have, of course, you know, we got to do our chickens, y'all. And the last cover that we have has to fit the homestead, and it goes with my apron. So we have the barnyard scene. These are going to be the start of our bowl covers and or dish covers, anything, and I can make these in various different sizes. And we are going to do this project. I'm going to do this project with you and see if this is something y'all would like to do. Like I said, I've always been wanting to try this, and if it means I don't have to buy saran wrap anymore, so be it. So we'll see how this works. And it would give me an opportunity, if we can get our honeybees in good shape, and we can get some of the beeswax from there, I can render it, clean it, filter it, and then I could be able to use my own and make my own. So this is going to be a project we are fixing to do. Let me put this up and I'll be right back. I know it's been a while since we had a coffee time too video, and I will be getting to those again too. I may do some right now, not a whole lot. Right now, y'all know that I am just now getting caught up with everything on the homestead. We did have a really nice family dinner yesterday for Easter. I had one of our grandsons with me, and he helped me to finish off the homestead, which was really cool. I ate some not so good food, and Lord have mercy, am I feeling it. Y'all, since we have been eating healthier, I'm going to tell you, it does not take no time before my body will inflame when I eat something wrong. It lets me know. And it's every time I do that, I ask myself, what was I thinking? Why do I keep doing this? So one of these days I'm going to catch on to not keep doing this. So we did have a very nice meal, but it's time to get back on track, and I am so grateful for that. Also this week, on Thursday, y'all, will be the major change for me as far as this will be the biggest appointment for my mouth that I've had so far. And this is when everything will change. I am actually kind of emotional about this. Being a woman, this is actually kind of hard. But I know that all things are, it's good. The Lord has led me to where I'm at, and this is just me, and I got to get over it. But anyway, I'm not going to bore you all with it. I do want to say thank you for many of you who have still checking up on me. Bless your hearts. I know it's been chaotic, and once we get outside, you will understand why it's been so chaotic, because this is our season, and we may have one cool snap. Now, I don't know about cold, but we may have one cool, but I'm prepared for that too with the row covers. So I will be taking you outside very soon so you can see what I have been up to for an entire week, and why, well, I went missing for a while. Which I had already told y'all we were getting ready for planting season. Our baby chicks are almost ready to be due for lockdown. We actually got to do candling them, which means we're going to check tonight how many were actually fertile, how many were not fertile, and start weeding them out of the incubator. We currently have now 10 baby chicks from that mama that I showed you all. So our farm is definitely moving, and we have definitely decided that we are selling out on our turkeys. I'm just ready to, I like my chickens better, and so I'm thinning out on some of the poultry to ones that would suit us better. And with the economy and the grains and all this, it's getting crazy. Grain has risen again for us on the homestead, so I have to choose. I mean, even for, I've got some of my Azure order. I have it due 2 more days and it's set, but I have been getting notices that this grain or that grain is no longer in stock, and that's got us quite concerned. So I'm trying to do the best I can at stocking us with grain, because that's our milled source. So we are going to be breading some of the tomatoes tonight, but again, I'm using the fresh milled along with my chicken. It'll have a breading, but fresh milled. It's the only way my husband can eat it. Matter of fact, I kind of did something crazy. I just made a delivery to the doctor's office. You'll never guess what I did, y'all. Okay, so you know that I have talked about our doctors and everything. They were kind of impressed with the fresh milled, so my husband's doctor even turned around and told him, which, by the way, I don't know if I told you all, but his medical records, blood work, and my blood work were pretty much neck to neck. That's the first time ever since we have been sick that we have been able to be neck to neck in just beautiful records. And matter of fact, his doctor, my husband's doctor, even said he may get me to bake them a loaf of bread and try it. Well, yeah, y'all know me, right? I mean, I'm not one that stays in the box as it is, right? So, I went to the doctor's office with this loaf of bread, sliced, and everybody looked at me when I came in because I was not there for an appointment. I was there for a delivery. They were excited though, and what the reason for it was is I was giving everybody at that office a chance to taste what fresh milled bread tastes like, because there wasn't a single soul in there that has tasted that. So I thought that was really cool. Hopefully they enjoy it. We'll see. But as far as that, that's where we're at this moment. Now I will be eating soups again and all that, and I don't know how long it's going to take me to adjust this time. This is totally different, y'all. My last round, it was just getting my backs pulled, and I'm good. But this is a whole new adjustment. So, and I'm not going to go into full details, but it's going to be a major adjustment for me, and I don't know how long I'm going to be able to quote unquote talk or adjust. I've just got to get adjusted to quite a few things. So it's going to take me some time, so bear with me, y'all. I thank you for my family, my friends, my family who stick with me, who have stood by me this whole time. I want to thank so much for being with me. You have been very faithful, and I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. You've been praying for me like I've been praying for you, and I appreciate you guys for doing this. It makes me feel really good inside. Like I said, I'm not about the numbers, y'all. I'm about family. I'm about health. I'm about togetherness, and I'm about going back to our roots. The roots where we were stress-free, less inflamed. We don't have to worry. Yeah, I'm comfortable where I'm at, and I like sharing that with others. As a matter of fact, we are broad-banding even more into our town, and I'm spreading the word. I'm not afraid to anymore, and the more about me that gets fixed up, the more confident I'm becoming to be able to share what we do and what we know to so many others. So, before I get much deeper into this, I didn't intend for this to be coffee time, but I guess it will be coffee kitchen time. So, but I got to take you outside because I want y'all to know something. This homestead, again, if you did not get the memo from prior videos, this is only 0.34 acres of land. We don't even have a whole acre. And what we have done, to me, is absolutely amazing at utilizing every space that we can. Some of it can even be cleaned up, and we can use even more if we wanted to. So let's go outside and show you. This year we have tripled our growing, and I cannot wait to see it, because what I am seeing right now is absolutely beautiful, and I'm excited. So let's go outside, because I got to show you what I've been up to all week. Okay, my family, so we're going to start right now with that small box herb bed. Now, this is the one that was by, and you have to forgive things because we still got to work it up, but this is where our grilling section is. And right down from that was my raised bed, or my raised bed for herbs. This, y'all, look at this. Look at this parsley. It is gorgeous, and this is a return from last year. Beautiful, more beautiful than it was even last year. This, look at that. These are the lion mane chives, and they taste amazing. I didn't get a single one last year, but they came up this year. This was the bed that had my oregano in it, and sadly, that really deep frost last year, I think it was, or year before, wiped out my oregano. So we're starting over. So half of this is oregano that we are growing, and then the other half of this is bunching onions. So I'm going to leave this because we've got herbs everywhere. Wait till you see what I did. Okay, this is the 10-footer bed that I've shown you all here. That one that goes like this. Against this wall here is nothing but from this, let's see, this section right here all the way down to right about there. This is all pole beans that we planted to climb up that rail. I still have more space to do what I want here. Over here, look at our kale, y'all. Look at this kale. It's amazing. We got kale. This is supposed to be radicchio and spinach, and it is not doing well. As a matter of fact, this whole bed line has not been done at all. I may have to add some black cow to this, and yeah, this one here, I'm not planting nothing in it just yet. Okay, this was the squash. I have zucchini and I have yellow squash behind this curtain. Let me show you what it looks like in here. Okay, I lift up its veil. The reason we have this one covered, y'all, is because we are trying to protect this from boar vines, the squash boar vines. So we're trying to keep them out this year. But so far, I got to show you. Look at these. We're starting to get flowers on them all the way through here. This is the prettiest our squash has ever been. And then again, we have some more kale over there. And this was that store-bought leek. I don't know what it's going to do, but hey, we'll find out. It's not like I actually gained anything from it, but that's what we have in this bed. And this squash is going to get pretty big, so we're not putting too much more in this. It's going to take over, and that's okay. We're going to get through May this way, hopefully, and hopefully we can keep these nasty varmints out of our squash. One other thing that spooked me, and I know spring is in the air, y'all, because I went to my back door and I was greeted by the biggest rat snake I had seen. It was the first snake of the year, and I about screamed because me and snakes, we don't get along. I couldn't wait to tell hubby, and I took pictures of it, but it scared the fire out of me. But anyways, back to the garden. So here, this is our carrots, and you can see they're finally coming up. These are our beets, and we got these just about everywhere right now. I'm super excited about that. These radishes, y'all. These are ones I can keep planting over and over. And we are finally getting some fennel coming up. I'm super excited about this because I've been wanting to try fennel. We're hoping they keep doing what they do. Over in this bed, you'll see what we did this backing line, as you can see right here. Across this whole entire 8-foot bed, we have cucumbers. And on this side, we have bush beans. And then I think on the very edges or somewhere in between here, we might have some basil in there. I've been slipping basil in beds because I want a lot of it. This bed, this one is all nothing but eggplants. All those babies that we had, that we raised, we put them in this bed here all the way down, and they're adapting quite well into this bed. These same seedlings that we did with our peppers. Every variety of pepper you can think of is in this bed. This last section right here is saved for the 3 Alapo peppers that are still growing inside, so I saved a spot for them. I did manage to, so far, keep the aphids off of these. I took control of it the moment I seen it. So far, everything is good, and we're hoping it stays that way. This bed, this would be bed number, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 5th bed, and, no, the 6th bed I've showed you. And this is our tomatoes. Y'all, this whole entire thing is full of tomatoes. Now, once they're going to get up here at the top of these, I'm going to use this to make string lines for our tomatoes, vertical lines for them to help support them. And now I'm going to take you to the salad bed. Look at my salad bed, y'all. I got to show you the celery. This, oh my gosh, look at the celery, y'all. Look at these stalks. This is absolutely gorgeous. I am tickled. And then we have all of our lettuce and our onions. We got some more planted along here, and I think some basil as well. we have some head lettuce starting to come up and form up through here too. So I am super, super excited this year, y'all. Now, on to the section that my husband does. And so this side here, we have this entire line right here full of pole beans for this. The other side of here, my husband planted sugar baby watermelons. And then this side here, again, a whole row right down here full of pole beans. If this comes out to as much pole beans as I'm thinking this is going to happen, plus the bush beans, we will not be bean poor on the homestead's pantry. Now to our 20-footers. I told y'all we were not done. So here is our green onions, our bunching onions. Over here we have Swiss chard coming up. It's small, but we finally got these coming up. We still had some more pepper plants, so we stuck them over here. Then, let's swing you around here. Over here we have turnip greens. This whole section is full of turnip greens. So we will be enjoying our turnips, and we can choose to can them or eat them fresh. Over here we had some more tomatoes, so we decided to plant them. Here we have some cilantro, basil over here. Oh yeah, talk about basil. Hang on, I gotta take you back to the tomato bed. We have some chives over here that are coming up. We have some oregano. This is Zatar oregano. You can use any though, and I'm thinking the reason I got this, it didn't all come up, which is sad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grow some more oregano. I don't have any more Zatar to make my own homemade Mediterranean Zatar. And then right here we have fresh thyme. So we got that one there. And then I'm waiting to see if anise hyssop will come up. I'm really hoping we do. I'm actually out of my anise hyssop, so I'm really hoping that comes up. So in between, I know I'm crazy y'all, but they grow companion very well. I've tried it. So in between these rows of this tomato bed, I have basil planted by seed in this bed. So what am I going to do with all that basil? In Mediterranean cooking, I use an awful lot of it. I also can turn around and use it to make pesto out of. So basil is one of those herbs that I use a lot, along with parsley. I use a lot of it. Onto the second raised bed of the 20-footer. We have, look at this y'all. That's the rosemary. This is the first time rosemary has grown this absolutely gorgeous in our beds. Something though has been nibbling on this rosemary, and I'm quite saddened about it. So at least it didn't kill it off. Again, we have some more peppers that I had remaining, so naturally I was going to do something with it. I still have, and this is where we were trying to trap until we found out we're dealing with squirrels, unfortunately. So little butt heads, they steal our nuts, and now they're stealing all of our stuff here in the gardens. But this section right here still needs to be done something with it. So I still have this small section. Then I come over here and I have Merlot lettuce, which is a red lettuce that we just planted on this side. We have more tomatoes that we planted over here, all the way through here, all the way down this line here. Now over here I have nothing planted, so I'm trying to figure out what I want there. And then back over on this side we have some more pepper plants. So, and then here we went and planted some bok choy, and it's coming up, if you can see right there. Let me show you a couple more places. On the outside of these 20-foot raised beds, I decided to go ahead and keep this swimming pool. And in here, I planted, this whole thing is nothing but dill, because that's another one that I love to go through is dill. And y'all, I'm thinking this I'm gonna watch it, but these might be reseeded sesame seeds. I'm gonna find out. If it's a weed, it's coming out. And then over here is where we have some more thyme and oregano, because that's another one that we go through in Mediterranean cooking, and I can absolutely dry these and reuse it. So no, we're not done yet. The apples are coming into bloom, as you can see right there, and it's starting to come alive. Over here we have our figs starting to come alive. Take you to the peach trees. I am going to see, this peach tree had already bloomed. We'll see if we can get you to see, if I can get it in focus. Here, there's one right there. There's a peach. This tree, after 2 years, is absolutely loaded. So we can get you to see that one right there with peaches. And then we have another small peach tree. Let me take you over here. This peach tree right here has got peaches on it as well. This right here is our Kiefer pear tree. And we have been deciding if we want to keep this pear tree or not. But, look at this. Do you see all them pears on this tree? This bad boy is loaded to the gills with pears. One of our biggest problem why we have decided if we want to keep this, we have trimmed this since we bought this house. It needed a really good trimming, and we're hoping this is what's going to help it, because we have one problem, and this would be this cedar tree right here. This bad boy has got to go. One of the reasons that the cedar tree has to go is because if you can see right here how close it is to this pear tree, it creates what's called a rust rot. Now mind you, it's not an actual rot per se, but it is. It's not dangerous, but it will deteriorate our pears. We still get a good crop of them, and these are actually, they're not like your Bosch or nothing like that. These are actually cooking pears. They are super hard. You can eat them as in fruit, but you'd have to leave them sit after picked for quite some time to fully ripen before they get soft enough. But these are great for cooking with. So that cedar tree tends to cause this tree to get rust rot, and so we've been debating, we need to get rid of the cedar tree before we can get rid of this pear tree. This right here is our fig tree, and it's coming back to life, as you can see here. It's taken it some time. It got its first cold spell, so they're not looking too good. I'm hoping they'll be all right. I mean, it's still early yet, so they're just now coming on. Okay, so I just noticed, I haven't been up here, but seems we got some workers doing some kind of line, and I have no idea what this new line is, but it's stretched in our yard. So yeah, folks, you want to know if we were city? Yeah, let me show you this in a minute. Okay, so this would be our blueberries. This over here would be our raspberry bush, and it came back to life. And this would be our naking cherry. It bloomed really good, but I don't know if it bloomed enough to keep cherries on it, or if we're even going to get any. So, but if not, we noticed the blooms, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Now, I'm not going to reveal my neighbors or nothing, but I will show you. See, what's funny is you can see we're on a city line right here. We got folks down this way, and then we got folks down this way. So what's funny is our line right here where we're at, this is city line, but right across the street, that's county line. Worst thing about that is when we bought this place, it just changed over, because this place used to be county. And so yes, it looks really busy right now. We do have things sitting where probably it shouldn't, and it needs to be cleaned up, but we're just now getting in the spring and we're cleaning everything up. So this is only 0.34 acres of land, and yes, we are growing off of it, we are living off of it, and we are healthier because of it. We have a planter over here, and I haven't figured out yet. It looks like I'm going to have some issues out of my tea tree, so I may end up finding another one of these. It saddens my heart, but I think the winter got it. So, and well, my mistake was I brought it indoors, and it did worse bringing it in than me leaving it outside. So that kind of saddened me, and I still have all this space here we have not done nothing with. This here is all of our elderberry, and y'all, this thing had grown like crazy. I had it contained, but every year it comes back, and when it does, it's gotten so far. Look at all this elderberry. This whole, my husband, he's not exactly happy with me, but when it comes to having health, we've got that covered right here in this circle. So, and we do have to trim out these dead ones right here. So yeah, that died off. So it's time to pick these out because we have some new ones right here. And that ain't all. Here, this is toward the back side of our barn over here. This here has more elderberries that, well, stepped out of its domain right there. And I need to clean this out because it's that time now. Right here we have what's called Nepales or cactuses, and these grow what's called tuna fruit. And I'm excited that these actually survived. I had 2 pieces that were given to me about 3 years ago, and this is what we've gotten so far. So if I want cactus in one of my taco soups, I can come out here instead of buying it, and I can actually pull a piece off here, peel it and whatever, and be able to have our own. So this was cool. And we found that our rose bushes, climbing rose bushes actually, that's why it's leaning over, needs to be supported, but some of them actually survived the winter. In this bed here, which is by our grilling station, this is all spearmint. The spearmint that I replaced that we had lost over the last 2 winters. So I am happy to see this, and I know how to cover them this year. So as you all can see, I've been a very, very busy woman, and yeah, we have been planting, and this is 3 times as big as we've been doing for the last 3 years. Well, no, I take that back. 5 years we started, and so we're going on 5th or 6th year of doing this as far as growing wise. 5 years. So I'm happy. And why would I want to be growing so much? I'll inform you in a minute. Okay, so I can tell the difference when I go grocery shopping versus when I grow my own. This right here. Now this is our green tomatoes that we canned, and they're actually dill tomatoes. They taste amazing though when I fry them up for fried green tomatoes. I have literally had fried green tomatoes over the winter time. They tasted way better than I expected to. So to have this, to have my green beans on my pantry, our turnip greens, or our potatoes, or our beans, or any of this that we can do for ourselves, I literally can taste the difference in the food versus what we get at the store. When you live like this for so long, you can taste the difference, and so we just decide to do more. Why on earth would I plant so many peppers and tomatoes? Well, we do a lot of fresh eating. Tomatoes though can go, and what I've grown are mainly paste tomatoes. These are San Marzanos. I grew an abundance of them due to the fact that I wanted to be able to make my own sauce, my own paste, or ketchup. If I'm hoping I've grown enough to be able to do that. Oh, I forgot the 2 beds. Let me show you right those right quick too. I got 2 more beds that I forgot. These are cherry tomatoes for my husband's side that he planted, and these started from seeds inside the homestead too. I knew I forgot something. Okay, y'all, so this is literally right off our front porch, and right on the side here we have cherry tomatoes in this bed, and then over here trying to not make you dizzy, we have cherry tomatoes in this bed. And what are these beds? They're unique. These are what we were filling a month or two ago. I told you these were the tractor tires that my husband got from work, and we turned them into raised beds for cherry tomatoes. So we have that one already started, and then we have this one already started. So we have cherry tomatoes too. Okay, so I'm gonna have to be honest with you. I didn't really realize how much was planted until I took this tour with you. It's no wonder I've been wore out, y'all. But is that everything? I wish there was so much more to grow everything that we use from the grocery store. But unfortunately, that is not realistic. So there are things we still do have to buy from the store. But this will minimize it. This will give us more fresh than we've had before. Sometimes seeds don't work, so I may end up having to buy spinach or whatever. So I'm okay. As long as 95% of my fresh is from my own yard, I'm great and good to go. So, and then naturally we have our poultry and we have our eggs, which, yeah, let me show you this one too. Our eggs, y'all. Our eggs. Oh, I'm not done. I have, yeah, well, see, our eggs. So, honestly, we're rich. We're extremely blessed. And when I heard that this was our year, I was kind of skeptical, but I'm seeing it. Oh my goodness, I'm seeing it. And I actually want to cry because this is a long time coming, and it's took me year after year to learn. And to be able to grow more is absolutely amazing. Those 7 new beds was the best thing that ever happened on this homestead I could ever imagine. To the point is, I wonder if I have enough. And I honestly been sitting here thinking, because those 20 footers and that 10 footer, they were really good in the beginning. But again, I have 2 choices. They're not deep enough. So we can choose to build up on it and raise it up more, or tear the whole thing down, scratch it, and just fill it all with galvanized raised beds. I'm gonna see how these galvanized work this summer, and it's gonna make my decision there what we're gonna do, because like I said, it's got those 20 footers and the 10 footer have the first soil that was ever available to us before we started learning where to get better quality stuff and everything. So those were our starters, our mistakes, and our blessings at the same time. So we have amended to the point is it looks gorgeous. The best thing we ever did was compost, and we have beautiful worms in there. I had not seen worms in years, and I'm seeing worms everywhere I went digging, to the point is I really didn't want to plant because I didn't want to disturb all those worms. It was amazing. So there's that. And then so I'm debating if we want to keep the galvanized and get more and just turn that all into the raised beds, because 1, I don't have to stoop so low. 2, I love the height to them and the depth of them. So, but again, I'm just going to see how this works, because it may come out cheaper. It depends on what's going to happen in our future as well, of what the best way to go. Why are we doing so much growing? Again, we do preserve our own food, but you know, we don't know what's going to happen from one day to the next. We don't know what our future is, and I'd rather be prepared. Can I be kind of crazy with it? Maybe. But see, when I look at my blood work as well, when I look at my husband's blood work, all of this is absolutely worth growing as much as we do. Because that freshness, when I open up a jar and I use it in my meals, is absolutely amazing. So this video turned out to be a coffee time with y'all. I've not really had one, and so we're going to go ahead and let this one be coffee time. And I am going to make a second one with just us in the kitchen, because we are going to make Marry Me chicken. It is one I absolutely want to make with y'all and give you that flavor that is, oh my gosh, beyond any kind of chicken you had ever tasted in your life, at least for me. So I hope you enjoyed the update where I've been when I was AWOL. I wasn't trying to worry anybody, but this is what I've been doing. It's that time of year and I had to get this done. Today we finalized getting everything done. It took me a week and a half, y'all, to do all this. And then what I realized going through it is like, wow, I did not realize that we planted that much. Now it's sit back, wait, water it, maintain it, pull the weeds, and make sure everything is growing great. That's the other thing I want to see, the difference between the raised beds and the galvanized versus our low line raised beds that we started with, because I am getting a lot of weeds, but I do know a lot of that came with the soil. So I'm going to see the weed difference also, because we do have compost in the galvanized. I'm going to see the difference in all this and how well. One thing I will say, I think it's going to be easier in the galvanized for me because it is higher up and I'll be able to maintain it better. We may have a couple cool nights, but if we do, I'm just going to cover everything with row covers and be done with it. So here's to hoping this is a fantastic year on the homestead. Happy April 1st, and no, this is not an April Fool's video. This is about as real as we get. Y'all, you don't have to have a lot of space to make something great. You don't have to grow a lot. You don't have to grow like us. Just a little bit to come in your kitchen and prepare the most beautiful meal you have ever prepared fresh. Just taste the difference. Compare. Buy a store-bought bell pepper and grow one. Taste the difference. Buy a tomato versus one you grew. Taste the difference. Just see what we're talking about. Grow one tomato and one bell pepper. Purchase one and then compare it when it comes season for it to grow. Let me know what you think. You'll see why we do what we do. I love you all very much. I am going to be getting into more videos after my healing. I promise. I will be coming back just like I used to with you all. Right now it's just been challenging. So, but I thank you also for sticking with me. You have absolutely proved that your love and your care and your concern. I'm blessed beyond measure. My cup runneth over, and I've said it again and I'll continue to say it. Seriously, my cup runneth over. I cannot be more rich in kindness, love, and caring as I have with my family on this channel. So thank you. Until next time, we'll meet in the kitchen. Much love to you from Parton's Heritage Homestead.